it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and it is day 15 of our Scrappy Advent Calendar series, as well as day 15 of the COAPA 20 Days of Cut Files. Today the prompt is, what's the prompt? Santa, I think. Now I am using a cut file that I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody use, so I thought I would give it a crack. It is the Waterfall Slider cut file, and it's fabulous. If you want to make waterfall cards or layouts or elements on your page, this is amazing. Now, it's a bit tricky to describe. Basically, you have to use your scorer to fold some of the edges down and tuck the two little wing parts. You score them in line with the rest of the page and you tuck them in, and that forms the kind of little bit that attaches to the back of the page that allows the slide to pull through. And then all I've done is score. So you fold the cut file in half, and then you score, or I scored, a half an inch up the page. I'm not explaining it very well. I need to ask Virginia if she's done a proper tutorial for it, or if this is something you guys like the look of, let me know and I will film like a quick real-time tutorial on how to use the Waterfall Shaker cut file. I made it a lot bigger than what it sort of comes as the cut file. I think Virginia initially sort of her thoughts were maybe for a card. And obviously I enlarged it quite a lot to work for 3x4 photos. And I had 6 photos, and then I had an extra set of 3x4 just pattern papers, which I'm using for the journaling. And so they are attaching to each of the little half inch score marks, just making sure that you don't actually glue over the fold itself or the score line itself, or it won't do the waterfall properly, because it will get stuck. Now what I actually did was attach a little bit of extra card to stick out of the top of my photos that I've stuck together back to back. The reason I did that is because I wanted to be able to see all of the photo as you turn the slider. As you can see here, I wanted to see the whole photo, and that wouldn't happen if I had stuck the top of the photo directly to the slide part. So yeah, I used some little, the cut file actually comes with little squares as well, and I use those to sort of go half in and half out of my photos to attach the waterfall sliding part to. And it works super well. I'm very impressed. I think this is one of my favorite layouts in the album, and I'm totally going to do it in my own album this year, because it was a great way to include all those photos. And I had one vertical photo, Jessica. She had, the rest of them were horizontal, and she had one vertical. And I was trying to think of a way to include it. So I actually had a tag. I don't even know if I show you the front of the tag, but it's got a picture of Santa on it, which is perfect because these are photos of Santa, or photos with Santa, I should say. And so I actually used the tag, and then on the back, I covered it in some pattern paper because it had a different pattern on it that wasn't sort of going to blend. And I covered it with the same pattern paper that I used for the slider layout. And then I added the vertical photo and just a little ephemera piece that says Santa is on his way. And then Jess had some paper clips in her stash, and one was of a reindeer, so I just clipped that on because I thought it was cute. That's where I added my number 5. And then I do add a few little puffy stickers. I haven't done it yet, but I do add a few little puffy stickers. And then I'm just looking at what other embellishments I can do on the page. Trying to find a few little bits and pieces to add. I wanted to embellish, obviously, but the background paper is really busy, and so there wasn't a heap that I could do. I wanted to put something up the top of the waterfall because it just, I felt like it needed something, so I put a little banner sticker up there that says Merry Everything. I'm just trying to figure out which one to include. And so it says Merry Everything, so I've stuck that up the top, or I will stick that up the top. Yeah, I really like this. If if you like waterfalls, definitely give it a go. And I will ask Virginia if she has her own tutorial on how to use this. And if she does, I will leave it linked down below as well, so you can see her video, because she will explain it much better than I have, but it really does work well. And I know there's other ways you can make waterfall elements, but this was just really easy. I have to say, I didn't have to measure anything. All I had to do was make sure it was big enough to fit on my page, which it was. I wanted it to take up the majority of the page, which it does. Super happy with it. So all I'm adding is a couple of little embellishments down the bottom. They're random. I added a little deer. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be a reindeer. I'm not sure. And then a Christmas tree, and then, or a tree that is, I guess, a Christmas tree. And then on the other side, I added a bunny and a Christmas tree as well. And then I do add a little ho 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 round ephemera piece to my pull down part of the slider. I also added the string. I punched a hole and added the string. Have I done that already? I think I have. Because I wanted something there, because otherwise it's just plain white cardstock. But I wanted something that wasn't just the string. So I end up covering the hole. And then I also add a little puffy sticker, which I totally haven't done yet either. But I do. Spoiler alert. So what day did I say we're up to? Day 15. This is Jess's story number 5, which is obviously her boy's visit to Santa. Actually, we all go. So not that you'll see this, but in one of the sliders, the second picture in the waterfall slider, there is a photo of all 3 of the boys, Lincoln, Thomas and Jack, which is super cute. Lincoln was very unsure, but he was happy to hold Jack's hand and smile, which was so cute. But when we took our own Santa photos that year, Lincoln was screaming, so I had to be in the photo and hold him. This year he did better. He wasn't crying, but he looks so awkward. But anyway, that's okay. It was very fun. So yes, we have done Santa photos. I thought this was our 3rd year, but it might only be our 2nd year. But I really did think it was our 3rd year. Although that doesn't seem right, because Lincoln's turning 4. It must only be our 2nd year. Anyway, we like to try and get photos with the boys, all 3 of them, well, and now Addison, in the family photos together. So yes, very cute. So I'm just cutting up my journaling to add now. There is one thing I would change if I did this again, and that is where I put the journaling, which you'll see in a minute. I did create an extra, not blank, but a pattern paper, 3x4, or it's really 4x3, what do you call it? Like card, to add to the waterfall, which I knew I wanted to put my journaling on. That was always the plan. But I actually put my journaling way too low. And when you close the waterfall slider, you can see the journaling at the bottom, which would be fine, but you can't see all 3 lines of journaling. You can only see the 2 lines, and it's like halfway through a sentence. So it is a little weird, but that's okay. That's okay, it still works. I just would change that. Should I redo this page for myself in my current album, my 2022 album? We'll see. But I really like this. I really like how this turned out. So I'm just adding my journaling in now, and I do add 2 little word strips as well that say it's the most wonderful time of the year. I thought that was pretty cute. And again, I am super happy with this layout. Really, really happy with it. In fact, right now I'm just playing with the waterfall. It's very, like, I don't know. It's so tactile. You know, it's very, like, engaging, and you want to pull the waterfall slider part down. Although I got something tacky on one of the photos, and they do sort of, they stick together, but they're not, like, stuck together. But you have to sort of unstick them every time, and I don't have one of those like glue eraser things to get rid of glue. So anyway, I've warned Jess when she opens it that the photos will probably be stuck together, but all you have to do is gently like sort of pull them apart. I'm not explaining it very well. They're not stuck as in when you pull them apart they'll rip the photo. It's just a tiny little bit tacky. Yeah, So anyway, so happy with it. So I've nearly finished. Am I adding enamel dots? I didn't think I was. I can't see any enamel dots on the page, so I haven't added enamel dots. I did add some puffy stickers, some snowflakes to the little Santa card, and then all I'm doing is showing you where it goes into the album. I can't remember if you've seen that story number 4 yet, so if you haven't, spoiler alert, don't tell Jess. But that's where it fits in the album. You can see there what I mean by the photos sort of get a bit sticky. And I'm super happy with this. So here's my close-up. Make sure you check everything in the description box down below, and we will see you guys tomorrow. But I love this layout so much. Thanks, guys. Bye.